on, everyone? Welcome back to the AWS Summit in Washington, D.C. Today, we're here to talk about AWS Jam journeys on Twitch. My name's Aaron Hunter. I'm a technical trainer on the AWS Training Certification team, and with me, we have my good friend, Justin.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, Justin? Let's go ahead and tell your friends who you are and what you do for AWS.
Sure, I'm a security consultant with AWS ProServe, so helping our customers secure their environments.
What does that mean? So like security is top priority at AWS, and how do you use maybe AWS Jams to talk to them about security and teach them?
Yeah, so some of the things that we do with AWS Jams is we point our customers towards Jams so that they can actually learn how to use some of our security services. So if we launch a new product and we have a Jam spun up for that, we can point our customers towards the Jam so that they can actually get hands-on experiential learning with that product.
And then it's also like an escape room, right? So they have to try to solve the challenges without using hints. And that's always what is it, play to learn, play to win?
Yeah, so there are two strategies you can take. The play to learn, if you just want to learn, there are hints along the way. It'll guide you towards everything you need. And then there's the play to win, which is you don't use any hints, you get the max points possible, you stay at the top of our leaderboard.
Awesome. So what we have here on the screen is we have our AWS Training Certification on Twitch page. You can go to awspowerhour.com to easily get there. Or if you like typing, you can type in aws.amazon.com/training/Twitch. Both will take you to the same place. And once you have that loaded, you can scroll down. You can see that we have AWS Jam Journeys. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. So let me go ahead and tab over to that screen. And we have AWS Jam Journeys on Twitch. Now, this series just ended yesterday or last night. So we had my friend Sam Biggins. Hey, Sam, how's it going? Not sure if you can see us right now. But Sam and I walked through 4 different episodes. And our first episode, we kicked off on May 16th and talked about what AWS Jams is. And Justin said that he uses AWS Jams with his security customers to further deepen their knowledge and also test their ability to escape the jam. Now, Justin, Sam and I, we talk about different types of jam. There's AWS Jam. What's your favorite flavor jam?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, on the spot. I'm going to go ahead and say mine is probably peach.
Raspberry. I really like raspberry. Yeah.
Okay, everyone watching live, let us know in the chat what your favorite jam flavor is. And if you ever played AWS Jams as well. I see Jeff in the background over there, who's probably thinking about his favorite jam too. Okay, so in the first episode, we talked about our favorite flavor jam. We also talked about the differences, how the interface has light mode and dark mode, and how you can customize that for you. So if you want to see how Sam and I react to light mode, check it out. If we scroll down here, we can see episode 2. Oh, actually, let me go back. On each episode, we gave people home fun. We don't call it homework here because we had nothing but fun, but but we have home fun. And the fun was to try to solve the challenge that we gave you on the first episode before you came back for the second episode. So on the second episode, we talked about Amazon or AWS Game Lift. And Game Lift is the ability for you to have multiplayer gaming and streaming type services. Really fun to be able to see the data that you collect from the game experience. So home fun for episode 2 was to go out and use data analysis and data analytics within that game. So we came back on episode 3 and said, hey, let's go ahead and solve this. So Sam came back and said, we're going to solve this thing. And then we gave home fun for Amazon SageMaker and went directly into episode 4, which was last night, talking about Amazon SageMaker for healthcare. Now, SageMaker is one of our machine learning services, and generative AI is machine learning based and backed. And we have a whole lot of conversations around, like earlier today, we talked about Amazon Bedrock, and we have Amazon CodeWhisperer too. Let's talk real quick about Amazon CodeWhisperer. What does that mean to you, and are you aware of any challenges that we have that maybe focus around CodeWhisperer?
Yeah, so CodeWhisperer is our it's an AI generative code helper solution. So you can put in sort of English statements, and it will attempt to write the code for you. Obviously, it's not perfect. You have to check it and make sure that everything is correct. But for the most part, you can put in English statements or statements that make sense to humans, and then it will try to parse out the code for you. So we do have a specific challenge on CodeWhisperer specifically for the summits to build S3 buckets.
Yeah, so we have challenges for every single one of these episodes on the landing page here, but we do have one that's specific for the DC Summit that's going to last until the 16th. So go ahead and check that out. We'll go ahead and see if we can get a link in the chat for you, but what you can do is you can go to jam.awsevents.com, and then we have this event code here. So if you're asked for an event code, it's lowercase I, capital K, lowercase BWQC. So go ahead and do that, and it'll have a redirect URL for AWS-DC-Summit-2023. Once you log in, you might need to register, walk through the process, watch episode 1, and what that'll do is it'll show you how to get logged in, how to get registered. You can complete all the different challenges. I've already signed in because I've authenticated using AWS Skill Builder. Now, AWS Skill Builder is our content platform where we have over 600 online courses. You can study at your own pace. You also have Jam Journeys, and if you sign up for Skill Builder as an individual for $29 a month, then you can get access to the entire catalog. Let's go ahead and see what this thing is all about. So we have Amazon S3 Whisperer. Wow, okay. So within the DC Summit, we have five different challenges, okay, available. And people watching live can go in, they can play the different challenges. What are these price tags here?
So the price tags denote how many points you can get, what the total number of points you can get if you don't use any of the clues.
Any of the clues or hints? Yep. Yeah. So you get penalized.
Yep.
Okay, well, that sucks.
Yeah. So the idea is if you're playing to win, you want to try not to use any of those clues, and then you can gain the maximum amount of points.
Got it. So if I went into I am gonna stop you automatically. I'm guessing that's probably gonna be like I am with like maybe some Lambda functions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then we also have another 150 here. You can see, if we were playing Jeopardy, I would go for the biggest prize first.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Justin, can I get where is Mount Rushmore for 150? And then we also have a couple others like sharing is carrying reusable code across lambdas, and we have forensics is knocking. So you do security. I imagine like this is probably one that's important to you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can you talk about this one real quick?
Yeah, so specific, if you click on it, it'll tell you specifically what it's about. But this one is going to be more of an IR-related challenge. So it's going to be, using our IR tools to do digital forensics within the AWS
Is that like
space.
infrared IR?
Yes. No. No, that's incident response.
Incident response. Okay, so kind of like CIDR, CIDR, or TIDR, I think?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay.
It's more for like if you have an active event, then a hacker gets into your network or something like that, then you're going to do all of the forensics and the response things to lock them out, get them out of your network, detect what they did, that sort of thing.
That sounds pretty powerful and probably something that most people can probably get some good hands-on experience with.
Absolutely.
Cool. And does it cost anything for people to jump in and
it costs nothing. So the great thing about this is it's an experiential learning platform. It's all gamified. You sign up for free. You just use your email address. All of the AWS accounts that it spins up are completely separate from your personal accounts. So you're not responsible for any of the cost incurred on this.
Specifically for these challenges?
Yes.
Until the 16th?
Correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure that we're but for all like the entire suite of Jam journeys,
anything in Jam, if it's open to if it's open for you to do anything in Jam, it's all completely free.
Cool. And you talked about CodeWhisperer. You said we do have a challenge. Let's go ahead and talk about this challenge here, S3 Whisperer. So I already have this one loaded up, but you can see I have it clicked on. I can click on Open Challenge to get more details about it, but it says you are a newly hired DevOps engineer at Data Analytics.
Yeah, so for this one, the challenge is to essentially build an S3 bucket, but instead of writing all of the Python code that it takes for you to build the S3 bucket, we're going to put English statements in that will then generate the code for us. So it uses AI generative code to actually build the buckets for us.
Perfect, perfect. So if we go into this and then it says open AWS console, I imagine if I click on that, I haven't done it yet, let's see what happens. Is this launching it in my console?
Absolutely not. So
Okay.
this is a completely separate account from your own accounts. The console that you're in is, first of all, security is taken very seriously. So anything that we don't intend for you to do, you can't do in here.
Okay.
So it's very specific for the types of things that you can do within this account.
Got it. So let's go, now that we have this open, and this is my first time seeing it, so, cross your fingers for me, everyone. So the journey begins with a single bucket. That task or that status is incomplete, so I need to complete that task in order to unlock task 2.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And then the number of possible points you can get for that specific task is 40.
It's 40, and then the second task is 40, which makes sense because if we go back over here, we can see that it's worth a total of 80.
Yep.
Got it, okay. So this is just one of the 5 different challenges that we have within the DC Summit catalog, but we also have other challenges that are specific. We have 3 total challenges that are specific to AWS Jam journeys on Twitch, and we have 2 additional challenges where if you click on resources, you can go into for the free public demo here. So you have set 5 from the DC Summit, and then you have the 2, that's 7, plus a 3 extra, that's 10.
Yeah,
10 total
absolutely.
challenges that people can actually take advantage of. Pretty cool. All right, let's jump back over to the challenge now that we've talked a bit about the Jam journeys opportunities that people have. Let's see here. So the CIO has instituted a mandatory code-first policy in an effort to standardize a company's IT process, improve security, and make it easier to manage changes to the infrastructure. That sounds pretty important.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you've been asked to begin moving parts of their data into AWS using Cloud9 and CodeWhisperer. See how quickly you can perform this task using the powerful new capabilities. So if we do that, if we open the all the way down here, click on the task will give us more information. So now we know the background of the story,
Yep.
what we're trying to do. So what's the first thing that I should look for here, or that our viewers should look for?
So the first thing that I normally look for when I'm completing a Jam challenge is what the actual task is. So there's a section on what the task, what you need to complete to actually complete the task. So that's going to be under your task. And then getting started kind of points you in the direction that you need to go to actually get started. There are some challenges also that will list out the resources that are going to be used. So things like, in this case, it's going to be Cloud9, which is our interactive IDE that's built in, interactive development environment that's built into AWS. And then, so this uses the Cloud9 IDE, S3, and then specifically Python.
Okay, cool. So right here, log into Cloud9, so I go into the console, and then I can log into Cloud9 because it says recently visited, or I can search for it up here at the top, Cloud9, because I know how to type. And then, so I'm logging into Cloud9 using the same one into the IDE. All right, perfect. And then I can open in Cloud9.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so Cloud9 is our IDE directly within the console, within the browser, so I don't have to load any kind of code, and I can actually source my code from an S3 bucket if I have it there.
Correct, yep.
Perfect. All right, what's next? Let's take a look at this. We have about 6 minutes left. I don't know if I can finish the challenge, but hopefully at least one task. I don't know, we'll see. So ensure it's running. Yes, ensure CodeWhisperer is running. All right.
Yeah, so back in the Cloud9 IDE, if you click on the link, it will guide you through how to do it.
Yeah.
But in the CodeWhisperer tab down at the bottom right-hand, or left-hand corner, sorry.
Right over here. CodeWhisperer, down here.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
So with the check mark there, that shows that CodeWhisperer is running. So we should be able to just complete the task after that.
Okay, so let's go back over to the steps. You get the juggle between the step tab and also like your management console tab, unless you have multiple monitors. I don't, but it's okay. Not everyone does. So create a new file and save it to write and run your script from, for example, bucketgenerator.py. Well, I don't like to reinvent the wheel, so let's go ahead and just copy that. So I'm going to say new file, and I will, do I just give it a name right here? Like, what?
When you save it, it will, so if you can put anything in there, but if you go to File and Save.
And save?
Yep. Then
okay.
It'll
so
prompt
right
you
here,
for a file
untitled, boom, and done. Hey, look at that.
There we go.
Easy enough. You're learning something new right here, live from the WWPS Summit in Washington, D.C. Okay, So now we're going to use CodeWhisperer. So we see the check mark. That means it's actively listening.
Yep.
And then the task here is to use a file extension for Python. That's going to help CodeWhisperer identify what language we're using. Okay. So now if I say type in the terminal, run the following command. Oh, hold on a second. Let's wait for that to finish. Give it a second here to refresh. But eventually what we're going to see here is the ability for us to type a command. Let me refresh the page and see if I can get that page to load back. Perfect. There we go. All right, so right here, sudo pip install boto3. I run that command.
Yep, so in the, you'll notice at the bottom there you have a bash console that you can actually run those commands in.
I should run it here instead. Yep. Okay, cool. And then leveraging CodeWhisperer, write and run code to create a new bucket that starts with AWS Jam. So I am just going to go ahead and copy and paste this and see if I can get CodeWhisperer to pick it up.
Yeah, so you'll want to put that in as a comment, so we can start that by using the pound sign.
Yeah.
There you go. And then we'll run the
and I save the file.
Yeah, save the file.
Save the file. Okay, that file is saved. I'll make sure, go to File, hit Save. Okay, it went green, it's saved. And then I run sudo pip install boto3,
yep.
And that's going to run the command here, okay? Just hit enter.
Yep.
So nervous. Collecting boto3. Okay, you're running pip. You should consider upgrading. I think we're good still. All right, so what have we done?
So at this point, what we've done is installed the boto3 library so that we can write Python code that will then be translated into AWS resources.
Perfect, okay. And then, let's see, the clues in this challenge will give directions oriented to solving the challenge with Python, but any of the supporting CodeWhisperer languages can be used. There's multiple different languages. We're focusing on Python today.
Correct.
Okay, so we'll go down, task validation. So how do we validate this?
So with this task specifically, it's going to be validated automatically. So what we saw when it refreshed there, when it got stuck, was that it's going to validate whether or not we have the correct code in here by running a series of a series of Lambda functions in the background to verify that we have what we need to complete the challenge.
Okay. So did we complete it? I feel like there should be some code here in the body.
Yeah, so at this point, you're stuck, right?
Yeah.
So let's go back to that management console. And if we were playing to win, we wouldn't want to do this. But if we're playing to learn, we could go back here and actually unlock the first clue. Now, you'll notice that the penalty is going to be 4 points. It's not taking away all of the points from you, but it's going to take away a few because, we have to penalize you in some way, shape, or form. So now
we could probably write our own code and maybe make it work, like import boto3, create the client or call the client and so forth. But here it says confidential, do not share. I can unlock that clue.
Yeah. So if you scroll up just a little bit, so you've unlocked clue one.
Okay.
So now you can hit show, and this says, okay, now the comment's here. So this is the comment that we want to put in to get CodeWhisperer to kind of kick off this code writing
Let's see if we can do this in about 2 minutes, because that's all we have left, so we'll figure that out. All right, so I'm going to delete all my comments, and let's see if we can get CodeWhisperer to pick this up. All right, so, and at epoch time.
All right, let's save.
So save it again. And what we see here is CodeWhisperer is watching, but there should be some recommended entries and recommended code.
Yeah, there should. So if we go back to the AWS Jam console, we can make sure that we can click on that link to make sure that CodeWhisperer is running.
Right, going up here and click on this link right here.
Yep.
Setting up CodeWhisperer with AWS with AWS Cloud 9.
So we've done that. That's all part of the how it actually runs. So if we go to Developer Tools up in the IDE and then click on CodeWhisperer.
In the Developer Tools in the IDE up here.
Yep.
Yeah. And then click on CodeWhisperer down here.
I think so. I
Under
don't know why I'm not seeing that.
Well, this is the whole point of
it
AWS
is.
Jam. Yeah. So it's running, it's there. But this is the whole point of AWS Jam, to see if you can escape the virtual escape room. It's going to take you more than 2 minutes or 20 minutes. It might take you an hour, hour and a half sometimes.
Yeah, each challenge usually takes anywhere between, I would say, 45 minutes and an hour and a half.
Yeah, so definitely not enough time for us to do it within our 20-minute block here, but get out there, play around with it. Go watch all the Jam Journey episodes on Twitch. Again, you can go to awspowerhour.com. That'll take you to our landing page here. You can scroll down. You can see where you can click on AWS Jam Journeys. That'll take you over to this landing page where you can get all the information about all the different episodes that we just streamed over the past 4 weeks. We're going to walk you through what AWS Jam is and how you can leverage it. But you know what? That's all the time that we have here.
Perfect.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for more from AWS On Air live at the AWS Summit in Washington, D.C.